Send it.
Send it.
Goodness gracious.
All right, we're back up and running.
Here we are. We're
With
back.
technical difficulties, we took the last 2 weeks off.
You guys took the rug out of my room and we put it on the table. I like this. This is nice.
Now that I know the process in which it was cleaned, I feel comfortable just like kind of chilling on it now.
What do you mean?
Not that I wasn't before, but when I first sat down, I was like, should I not put my arms on this? Like,
are there ticks in this?
yeah, like I
Are
don't
there
know.
ticks in this?
Yeah, I don't know. Like to what extent?
Bro,
was
you're a
this
John
clean?
Deere guy now, cutting your grass.
Listen,
We got to step you up.
how do I do?
Okay. How do you what?
If I need to hire someone to assemble this thing, what do I do? Just put like in search of a handyman?
What do you mean hire someone
I'm
to?
in over my head putting that bagger on my zero turn. The
It-
instructions are horrible.
Okay.
Here's the interesting thing. No one has a tutorial on it on YouTube. And I was trying to decide last night if that is my chance.
To be the dude on YouTube. That's your video.
Because
That's your big break.
No one's done an installation on this one. So like the videos that I watch, no one has the mower I have.
Oh, and all the installation videos have like 200,000 views because it's just a
Because
utilitarian.
it's the only guy who works at John Deere putting this thing on.
Man.
Way in over my head. I'm going to call around today to see if I can like bring it to one of the equipment companies.
Maybe you can. I wonder if you can tap me for that video. We can assemble it.
And then the tutorials.
Put it out on my YouTube channel and get a John Deere sponsorship.
I like started reading it. Then it was like, this might be easier if you take the deck off. And I was like, well, that's not even an instruction in here.
Taking the deck off is like a pretty big.
And the crazy thing is, it's not a lot of parts. So I'm sure like if someone's ever done it on theirs before, it's like a 15-minute.
So it's not a lot of parts?
No.
I can do it.
It's just like, I think the deck needs to come out to get underneath.
No, you just need to jack it up. It'll be fine. I'll bring over a jack. We'll do it. It'll be fine.
You done it before?
No, but it's.
The directions are bad.
Well, I won't even read. I never read the directions anyway. Just do it.
Should I have got a Husqvarna?
No, I like the John
was
Deere
the
you
move?
got.
Okay.
Yeah, John Deere. I do anything tractor related. I do John Deere.
I thought it was just going to be like, not that I thought it was going to be an easy install, but I thought I was going to be like able to handle.
Oh, and you're like stressed out because like your grass is growing. So for context, Austin grew up in the city with sidewalks,
concrete.
so he's never had grass before, and now he has this yard that it's enormous.
Yeah, a
His
little
yard
over
is
an acre.
huge, and it's an acre of grass. And you started cutting it, and now you're a big grass guy now.
Yeah, like I don't know how, but I started growing crabgrass. Obviously, that's not ideal. And then I Googled it and started doing research, and everything that it said is possibilities are also like contradicting the other possibilities. It was like overwatering or underwatering, cutting too much or not cutting enough. It's like, oh, fuck. But yeah, so I ordered.
You gotta be careful with the fertilizer because your daughter plays
and
out
I
there.
didn't put any fertilizer. I didn't do any treatment to it. So bought the zero turn, started cutting, started hand raking everything.
Oh
Did
my
that
God.
for the last 3 weeks, which is
hand raking is ridiculous, and you're waiting too long to cut.
yeah. So I ordered the bagger because no one had it in the
Look, a
store.
grass podcast.
Yeah, I ordered.
We're
the,
adult males.
yeah.
This is
Man,
adult
shit.
male stuff right here.
I ordered it, and then it got delayed. So like instead of cutting my grass this weekend with my new bagger, that just showed up yet. So like,
so you got to cut it high and cut it twice.
yeah, which I don't mind doing because I like riding my mower. But yeah, installing that thing.
Remember
is
when
like,
you used to talk about like shoes and stuff and like
Yeah.
kid stuff, and now you're a man, bro.
Yeah, John Deere shit. If they want to sponsor me, I'm ready.
They need to send someone to your house.
That's why I need an assembly man. Yesterday, I was thinking about blasting them on Instagram. I was like, "What's that do?"
Don't do that,
I know. I want to keep my
think-
relationship good.
man. I'm gonna go on Amazon and see if I can buy a John Deere like outfit. Because when I come over and do it, I want to be dressed as if I'm.
Well, that's the thing is like if we're gonna make a tutorial video, you have to be.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Let's get full outfits, hats. Like I'm picturing like the one piece suit.
You're probably
all
picturing
green.
the guy that I watched last night in the tutorial of
Yeah.
like the better version.
Yeah,
of
and
my
I say we
mower.
just use their logos and everything and like make it as if it looks like we work for John Deere.
Yeah, probably.
I like that. I'll do that next week with you.
That'd be crazy.
We'll do that after this car show because this we haven't had an event of this size here yet with the public, and this car show. I don't have anxiety about it, but there's so many. We're doing the open gym.
Yep.
So we're gonna have so many different disciplines of people. We're gonna have the random public.
Yep.
That doesn't know who we are.
But just something to do for
they're
the
gonna
day.
they're gonna ask me if I work here and can I show them where the bathroom is. we're bringing in bathrooms.
Mm-hmm.
We have 5 or 6 food trucks, maybe even more. So we need to get the fire trucks here. Black Rifle's flying in on their helicopter. So we need to get their helicopter here first. We've built an outdoor gym. So we'll have an outdoor gym, indoor gym. We'll have free Redcon energy drinks everywhere. We will have drifting.
Yep.
So we've secured 5 or 6 pretty decent drifters to run like a drift expo. We have 5 or 6 autocross guys. We have a tire changing machine showing up, so we'll be able to swap tires the whole time. We'll have building 3 open so you can see my car collection. We will have possibly Kyle. Kyle, we think might have broken his leg, but talk about a real man. He's like, I'm going to try to jump today and see if I can do it.
Yeah.
He'll be jumping his snowmobiles, which
Crazy.
is one of the wildest things to see. I think we've all seen dirt bikes, motocross stuff, but to watch a snowmobile midsummer jump is like, it's something you don't see unless you're deep in the backcountry.
Yeah.
And now people are going to see it up front. And then my 911 should be done today. So I'll be jumping my Porsche over a Can-Am, which I don't have enough dirt for the jump. So I need to like
heavy machinery
finish building the jump today. And then on top of that, we'll be having the car show.
And the pop-up shop.
Oh, and the store. Oh my God. And the store is like, we're trying to put as much out there, but it's so weird to set up a store and try to offer our entire inventory for only 8 hours.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, dude.
It's going to be sick.
We have, there's a lot of work to be done in the next 2 days.
What's a win for the car show?
So
No one get hurt, obviously.
Okay, so it's gonna end up being a giant donation to the Children's Hospital, which I'm really proud of.
Yep.
Right, like that's gonna be a really cool thing to do. The event's free, so we're gonna be asking people to donate. If you want to enter the car show, we encourage it's $20 to put your car in it. There's no way to win the car show. I guess like
next time.
emotionally you can win. And then outside of that, I mean, we did pretty well with sponsors. Like we set up a little sponsor village. We didn't push too hard because I think we only have like 10, but we're just trying to get, I think the big win is just the event happening.
Yes.
And then I'm looking this as a learning experience. Like I really just want to figure out, okay, like what does this look like? I think a lot of times in life, that's what you need to do. Like people sit around a lot of the time and they're like, I don't know what I'm passionate about. I don't know what kind of business I want to start. I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. And it's like, oh, you need to just start trying to do things.
Yeah.
And you learn so much by just that initial effort. So we could sit around and plan a car show forever and dial it and all that.
Done it already.
We've done that. But I think that actually executing the show is going to teach us way more than we thought it was. And I think it's going to set the standard of like, oh, how we do events here. I mean, for example, we might set the store up in the lobby and it might do okay to the point where we're like, oh yeah, we're going to open the store every Saturday. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'm excited for on the backside is like Monday saying, what did we learn? And like, now what's next?
Yeah. So we have some other dates blocked off. So if you missed this one, we tentatively have some dates blocked off later this summer and in September.
We also did a weird thing because we want to sort of make sure that we have good cars in here because we only have 150 spots. And normal car shows like Cars and Coffee, sort of anyone gets in.
Yeah.
And my big worry is like, I don't want the parking lot full up of like stock cars, right? Or people that just bought a brand new Mustang and they're like, I want to put my Mustang. It's like, it's a stock Mustang. Like,
no offense to Mustang, right? Or are we?
Well, I'm saying stock Mustang. I'm saying no offense to any car. I just don't want a bunch of stock cars in here. So we tried to get people to pre-register, which confused people. And now like I have my mom asking like, am I allowed to come? Like, yeah, George asked me yesterday, am I allowed to come? And I was like, yeah, it's open to the public. So I think we screwed up a little bit there trying to get registration for the cars so we had an understanding. I think it just confused people. But once again, we get the right media and we throw a second one and I think it'll go much smoother.
Yeah, it's going to be sick. I'm looking forward to it. I don't have any cars to bring. Think about bringing around my zero turn, but now if it doesn't have the bagger, people will be like, hey, it's stock. He didn't even get the bagger of the arm things. I didn't get those yet.
What do you mean?
The armrests.
Armrests?
Yeah. Because, like, sometimes I've got it where I'm kind of like this, and I'm going, but I don't have armrests. So, like, sometimes I find myself, like, out there kind of hunched over, and I'm like, nah, posture. I didn't modify my zero turn yet, and they sell a lot of good accessories online. There's a striping kit, Haven't bought it yet.
What's the
They
striping
could send that
kit?
to me. It's to help kind of lay the grass all the same way, so that when you come over my house, you're like, damn,
Oh,
he's that guy.
like my house right now.
Do you have like lines and?
So my big frustration with my grass is dialed right now. But when we let Kaya out, the older she gets, the more she just picks the same spot to urinate.
And then kills the grass.
Yeah, so I have a spot like half this size that's like just dead. And I said to Dana the other day, I was like, I want to put up like a little fence to just make her go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then Dana goes, one day you're gonna miss those dead spots. I was like, fuck, Dana, you had to make it like so dramatic. Cool.
Damn, like,
let her
just
ruin the yard. Oh my
Deep as
God.
hell. Let her come piss in my yard.
Yeah,
Shit.
fuck. Sleep in my bed and I'll lay on the floor. Like Dana just getting heavy. So anyway.
Understandable.
Yeah, understandable. But yeah, that's the big thing, man, the car show. And it's wild because so much needs to happen because of the car show. And we have such a small staff here. I think that people, when they come to the building, are surprised by two things. They're surprised by the building. And like the amount of inventory we have and our operation. And they're also surprised by they're like, oh, there's only a few people here. Like, yeah, we're a very small staff. So we have people that, shouldn't be doing the things they're doing. And it's like, we have to all pull together. So it's wild to be setting up this car show. And then in addition to that, be like, oh yeah, we're releasing products.
Yeah. We have a big sale going on this weekend. Should I use this as a spot to drop my
go for it.
sale information?
Yeah, I mean, you talked enough about fucking John Deere's.
50% off bags.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Some of the bags, that means that's like $90 off.
Well, I think that it's our Momentum Collection bags. This is like the last shot at it.
I think you could see some of them on the wall behind you in there.
Wait, you're saying 50% off this bag too? That's crazy.
We got less than 100 of them.
Yeah, they're gonna go right away.
Yeah, that's what I hope all that shit goes right away.
Yeah, because we have new bags coming out. We got our first big sample run from the manufacturer, and they are really close.
Yeah.
Really, really close. Fabrics are all right. Hardware's 90% right. I think there's a couple pieces of hardware, but we're really stepping the bags up.
Yeah.
And
don't hold off on this sale because those won't be coming till fall.
they're pretty far out. But
and they're also pretty different.
They're way different. Yeah.
Like there is not a gym bag releasing. So if you're looking for a gym bro bag.
No. Yeah. And I think that's the cool thing about this. Like if you buy during this sale, the other bags, you're not going to look at and be like, man, I already have that bag because these ones are vastly different. One of the things you're going to notice us doing with Flag over the next year, and you've probably already noticed if you follow the brand, is we're going through a transitional phase of, I think, moving to the future of the brand, which is, dare I say, our flagship is the overalls. I mean, looking at daily sales, it's like, oh, people like the overalls more than anything else. So we're always going to be athletically tailored, but it's going to be a more outdoor, work-oriented.
The shirt you're wearing is a great example.
Yeah,
Club tee.
Yeah, the club tee's great, right? Like we don't get the question anymore. It's like, oh, is that for the gym?
Yeah.
And I think that's where we started. And I love the gym and I'll always do the gym, but like, I think you can tell that we both go to the gym.
Yeah.
We don't need to wear a stringer tank to prove it. Right? So, and I think that in our history of like selling gym clothes, it was always like, I wear my gym clothes and then I have to change into other people's clothes to like live normal life.
Yep.
And now I really like that we're sort of doing the full spectrum. Like we have a small offering of gym apparel. I mean, that's my favorite shirt to wear in the gym. I look jacked when I train in
That's
that.
what my buddy's like. You gotta send me more of these shirts. They make me look way different.
Anyone who wears the Moto tee is like, why do I look like this?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why we made the Moto tee. That's like why we picked the weight, why we picked the fabric, the cut of it. You just look jacked. I mean, the same thing, dude, with the like the core collection. Like that's the thing that we do, right? Is we tailor everyday lifestyle clothes with the person that lifts in mind. And if you don't lift, you still look great.
Yeah.
But if you lift, our clothes make you look better.
The way we kind of been saying it internally, like you and I, is like fitness is implied.
100% implied.
Through the media and through everything we do. It doesn't also have to be showcased in the gym.
No. Yeah.
So
I think Dana's a great example. Like you have Dana doing anything, and she doesn't need to tell you that she's a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Like if Dana does something horse racing, it's like, yeah, she's obviously into fitness.
Yeah.
And if you want to go find her fitness stuff, you can find it. But like, I'm here to watch her do whatever she's doing, riding a bull.
We have a lot of cool products coming up. North Fork hoodie dropped a couple weeks ago. We haven't recorded in 2 weeks, so
I know.
Can't remember where
Trust
we
me.
overlap.
Well, I fell off. Everything sort of happened at once. I fell off YouTube.
Yeah. You want to talk about it or you want to save it?
I can talk about it.
It's up to you.
I don't mind talking about it. So, obviously, I was trying to daily vlog this entire year. And daily vlogging, and struggling with daily vlogging because my days are starting to feel. I essentially have two different kind of days. I have super exciting days where I'm doing rad stuff, and then I have these days where I'm just designing and in meetings all day, right? Like today's a super rad day. I'm gonna be, but it's also like moving trailers and like prepping for a car show, which is rad. But then there's just Zoom calls and meetings and stuff like that. So those are generally 2 days I have, really rad days and then really boring days. And then every once in a while I have a horrible day. And essentially the Thursday night I stopped was a horrible day. So little context, we have all these goats and all these animals and they're Dana's kids. And we finally made the decision that we had to put Ruby down, old age. She couldn't stand up. Like it was just getting rough and still with it, but not able to like walk. And it was like, Dana, like it's time. So we were coming to terms with Ruby. We were outside with Ruby and we were like petting her and like we made the appointment the next day for 4:00 to go put her down, which I've done way too much with fucking animals. And we went inside and we were like sitting there talking about tomorrow's going to be rough. And Dana was like, I want to go back outside and just say goodnight to her one more time. And she went outside and Oreo was dead. Like walked outside and she was like, what? And I think what happened was because Oreo was fine when we got out there. Oreo has weak lungs from scarring from, it looks like she had pneumonia at some point in time and she just has weaker lungs. And I think her sister, Tater Tot, head butted her in the lungs. And I think maybe collapsed the lung. Like that's the only way that this would make sense. So she walks out. So Oreo's dead. So instantly I turn into like problem solving. Like I know exactly who I need to be. Like I need to be there for Dana. I need to solve problems. And so a lot of times in these situations, I don't get to mourn the loss of animals because I just have to make decisions. Yeah. So right away, my brain went to like, okay, I have to dig a grave for Oreo. I need to dig a grave for tomorrow. Dana's not okay right now. I can't bury the goat that night because it was 11 o'clock. So instantly I go to like, I'm going to have a dead goat. I need to store Oreo somewhere. I need to watch out for bears because like now I have, we'll say carcass. Now I have a carcass that I need to figure out where to store overnight. So I have, because grizzly bears, everything's awake right now. So I'm like, okay, I have that. I have Dana I need to watch. So I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm going to get Oreo out as fast as I can, get her in a blanket in the back of the side-by-side, and then I need to focus on Dana. So I start focusing on Dana. We wake up the next morning, and Kaya had been acting weird, and she's sort of acting weirder. So I'm like, all right, let's get Kaya a vet appointment, and we call up the vet, and everything's happening. We're putting down Ruby at 3:00, and then I'm sorry, we're putting Ruby down at 4, and then at 3 is Kaya. Yeah. Kaya's appointment. So I wake up before Dana because I'm like, finally Dana falls asleep. I wake up before Dana. I got the excavator, towed the excavator down the farm. I dug 2 graves, which is fucking just like a heavy thing to do. I come back. I get Dana. I get Oreo. We go down and we bury Oreo, which burying an animal helps Dana a lot. Like it's like she has this thing. She fuck. I was doing really good. Anyway, she has like a very specific like rock thing she builds, whatever. All right. So we bury Oreo. We go back and we spend the whole day with Ruby, and we're focused on Ruby. It's her last day. And then Drew comes up to my house. We're loading up Ruby to get her ready for 4:00. Dana takes Kaya to the vet. So it's like this weird backwards thing. And Dana takes Kai to the vet, and they're like, we think she swallowed something. We feel something. They start doing some tests. And then at 3:30, I'm like, Dana, like, we have to swap out you and Drew. Drew will take over the Kaya appointment, and then you and I will go put down Ruby. So we go put down Ruby. Dana's in the back of the truck with her and with the cap, and like we put down Ruby, and it's that LaSalle does such a good job.
Yeah.
They make it very easy, and they care, and so Dana's crying hysterically, and by 4:03, Ruby's out, gone, and Drew texts me, come back right now. And I'm like, is it good? And he wrote no. So I called Drew. Dana's in the back of the truck crying. I called Drew, and Drew's like, hey, listen, Kaya has, I can't even like really explain, but like her spleen is oozing. She has a mass on her liver and a mass on her lung. And I'm like, fuck. Yeah. So I get Dana. I'm like, Dana, listen, like we wrap Ruby up in a blanket. Now I have a dead goat in the back of my truck, in the back of Drew's truck. I put Dana in the car. She's like wondering why everything's happening all at once. We go back to the vet. The vet puts us in the room where I sit down in the room and I look around, and it's all like, it's your dog's going to die room. And I'm just like, Dana, I'm trying to keep her focused on me because I don't want her to read the fucking pamphlets.
Yeah.
So they come in and they're like, hey, there's 3 options. Well, first, I don't know how to say this, but your dog's going to be dead before the weekend's over. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So they're like, her spleen looks like it's about to rupture. She'll bleed out from the inside. So we need to get her spleen removed. So your 3 options are 1, do nothing, and your dog's dead by Sunday. 2, emergency surgery, and remove the spleen. I guess those are the 2 options. Or 3 was put your dog down right now, which isn't an option. So we say, okay, we rush to the, we go right there to the emergency clinic, and now it's like 3:00, or it's 5:00 now. And they're like, cool, bring her in. They're like, hey, she's an old dog, anesthesia, so say goodbye, which is like, fuck. So we say goodbye to Kaya. They take her in. And they put her in surgery that night. And then at 10:00 at night, they started surgery at 10:00, and they called us at like 12 at like midnight to say, hey, she's out of surgery. It looks like she's doing okay. She has 48 hours here to sort of recover. So just trying to keep Dana good. In the meantime, we buried Ruby, and we get the call around midnight, whatever, that she's out of surgery. She's okay. And then the next morning at 7 a.m., they're like, so can you come pick your dog up? She's like fully recovered, ready to rock.
Savage.
Like, I'm very confused why she's so recovered so fast, but she's ready to go. I was like, all right, so we go pick up Kaya. And then that was the first time that I thought, and this is like, we're almost like 2 days later, we pick up Kaya, and we're just like, we're focused on Kaya. And then around noon, I was like, oh, I'm a daily vlogger, right? Like, I'm supposed to be filming this and putting a video together for, like, fuck this shit, dude. So then my next thought was like, all right, well, I missed 2 days of daily vlogging. Like, yeah, I missed my thing, but maybe I should film today. And then I was like, what the, what am I even doing right now?
Yeah.
Like, this is the last thing I should be worried about. And then we went through that, sort of keeping an eye on Kaya. And then it was my 18-year wedding anniversary Sunday. And then by my birthday on Monday, I was just back in the office like, I need to focus on work.
Yeah.
And by that time, I was like, dude, why would I film any of this? Why would I take away from my responsibility I have to do? So I just stopped. And that's how daily vlogging ended. It was like, dude, it was like, and that's what happened last time, right? So last time, I'm not sure if a lot of people know, but I was daily vlogging and I was up there in the days. And then Dana's horse kicked through the building, severed her hoof off, and Dana was saying goodbye to her grandparents on the East Coast. So I sat in a fucking padded room for 2.5 days with Echo, just like laying on her side saying, hey, I'm sorry, I need to keep this horse alive until Dana gets home. And then every time Dana called, she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm at the gym. Great. Yeah. Like, so she could adequately say goodbye to her grandparents.
And then when she landed, you guys went right.
And then when she landed, I picked her up and she looked at me and she was like, what's going on? And I was like, you have a 5-minute drive to get yourself together, and then 15 minutes to say goodbye to your horse. And that was the same thing. It was like, fuck daily vlogging, dude. So, no, I think the daily vlogging thing, it taught me a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it caused me to really reflect on my life, hire some people. Like I hired Corbin to help me out. And then just also like look at my patterns and look at things.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I learned and I executed everything I wanted to. Like I got my video skills back.
Mm-hmm.
I got my creative eye, things like that. But it just sustainable with, I'm not a YouTuber.
Right.
You know, most YouTubers have a support team that edits for them, that does all these things. And that's what they're doing. They're doing YouTube. And I am trying to do husband,
like fifth on your
husband, farmer, CEO,
yeah,
you know, my own goals, all these different things. And then on top of that, I was trying to document it all. And I think that I can do it.
Yeah, that's been proven.
But I can't do everything well. And I think when I really try to look at like where my impact is, or even really where I need to show up, it's like sometimes nothing matters, you know? And I think this last time was just like, oh, nothing matters. So now, yeah, I have an interesting relationship with YouTube now. It's like, well, what do I do now? Like, I don't want to go back to daily vlogging, but I think that I still like making videos.
Yeah, you enjoy shooting.
So I think the plan now is to do maybe 2 videos a month, but make them really good videos, which kind of was my same plan last time.
Yeah.
But I think that this time, instead of just taking the brunt myself, because I keep my personal brand and a lot of things I do separate than flag. And I think now it's going to be like, well, no, I need the team a little bit to help me.
Yeah.
And I think we'll be able to do it really well.
Yeah.
So that's it. Thanks for the heavy story, man.
Sorry.
It's all right. Where do we go from here?
Yeah. Go back to my lawnmower if you want.
All right. Well,
what else you got going on?
there
you got some trips coming up.
I don't even know if I have any trips coming up.
I'm like weeks into Invisalign. I don't know if I've updated people on that.
You're talking better. When you originally got Invisalign.
Oh, yeah. Wait. We did an episode with me the first time. Am I sounding better?
Yeah. You're like a normal person.
It feels comfortable. It feels like normal.
Before you're like.
It was rough. Oof. The first couple of days were brutal.
I was worried about you.
Yeah. I'm good now.
Are you losing weight?
I'm losing weight because my diet habits have changed because I can't just like, oh, you want a coffee? Yesterday when you asked me if I wanted an energy drink, it wasn't that I didn't want one. It was like, well, I don't want to have to take my trays out and then lose 15 minutes to drinking this energy drink right now. Because I conserve I have to wear them for 22 hours a day. So I like to conserve those 2 hours.
So you take them off 2 hours to eat.
Yeah, so I have to be like, I take them off in the morning when I wake up, brush my teeth, drink pre-workout. There's 5-ish minutes gone.
Oh, my God.
When I drink a protein shake, I take them out. That's another 5 minutes. When I eat lunch, I drink my energy drink now with lunch. So, like, I don't even get to enjoy food anymore. So what I try to do is I try to leave my allotment of time for at night because it's like, cool, the basketball game's on. I want to sit here and snack, not rush through my grilled cheese and fucking pop chips and drink soda. So I try to save a lot of time for, like, at night.
So you're doing, like, it's kind of like you're doing Ozempic and straightening your teeth all at once.
Yeah, what I need is to fix my hairline because that camera, it does bad things to my hair.
Yeah.
Every episode. Thankfully, like, I'm not important enough where, like, no one's made a compilation video yet
I don't
of,
think
like,
your
week
hairline...
one. It's not from that angle, but, like, that camera crushes this, like, top corner thing.
Yeah. I mean, mine's not the best. I do the mohawk thing, and, like, my hairline's kind of bad. When I shave it up, I like it.
Yeah.
And also looking back, it's weird because I did something where I had to pull up photos of forever ago, and just, like, I've just always had a widow's peak.
The anniversary,
so, like,
probably.
At, like... 16 years old, it's like kind of the same hairline, but now it's like it kind of bothers me. But the last thing I'm ever gonna do is go to Turkey and do any of like.
You're not gonna do what everyone else is doing. Right
no,
now?
Dude, I think there's something.
Why is that so popular now?
Because Bumstead did it. Well, it's always been popular, right? So my friends have always done it. They always get it done, and then Bumstead did it, and I think that made it like okay. I think before that it was embarrassing.
So like, was it popular just everywhere, and now when he did it, it became popular in the fitness?
I feel like when he did it, it made it okay. Because I remember
a lot of people.
Even like Keaton got it done, Cutler got it done.
Oh really?
I think Heavy D at some point in time, like a lot of my close friends have got it done in the States.
Yeah.
And the guys are always like, if you just post, we'll do it for free.
Is that what it is?
And you save like $5,000, right?
Yeah. What's that cost? I wonder.
I don't know.
Like Invisalign was way more expensive than I thought.
But you save everything's expensive. You'll save like $5,000 as of a round. So like I'd guess around like $10,000. I don't know, like in the States.
Yeah.
But if you post about it, it's because it's still like pretty frowned upon. Like girls can go get implants, and it's like, yeah, I don't know, this girl got implants. That's what girls do.
Yeah.
But for guys, it's kind of like guys aren't supposed to do stuff like that.
And do you think since it's being accepted more
And then I
now?
think as soon as I saw C-Bum do it, I was like, oh, so the dude at the top of the industry gets it done. Now everyone gets it done.
Yeah.
But I think for me, like even a lot of the people I knew do Botox, they do all that stuff. I learned this from watching Dana, but I think there's something really cool about being really at terms and like happy with who you are.
Yeah.
And I think once you open that door of, oh, I can change my face,
Floodgates.
I can change my hairline, I can do this. Like, if I was to do that, like, how far away from getting liposuction on my love handles?
That 10 million
like,
to
realistically,
grow 2 inches, like we
you know,
talked
like
about.
all of a sudden, it's like if you're open to acknowledging that you're not okay with how you look, like, yeah, there's tons of opportunities to fix it.
What I would do, I wouldn't mind like hair removal.
Yeah, I mean, all that stuff, right? Hair removal. I mean, I could go in and I can get this tightened up and sharpen up my jaw. Like, there's so many.
You with a different hair it would be so weird because
Well,
that's always been.
You're gonna see it one day because I'm
What do
at
you
like
mean?
I'm always like I should just shave my head.
Like go back to what
Like skin,
that was like
skinhead.
2012, 2013.
Well, my whole life I shaved my head,
Yeah,
and then
but
when
there was a period. There's photos of you at the Arnold with like a completely shaved head.
yeah, I did it once. I just out of nowhere
It
shaved
had to
my
be
head.
like 2013 or 12.
It was like 2013, somewhere around there.
That would be crazy.
But yeah, I would go to skin and keep it shaved.
Are you thinking about that? Like, have you been tempted to do
No,
that?
I don't know. Sometimes when I look at my
feel
hair,
like
I'm like,
Do you have the head? You have the head shape for it, right? There's like a particular bald guy head shape.
Well, I think that's so. The difference now is what I've been paying attention to is other dudes with shaved heads.
Like completely shaved?
Yeah, and unfortunately, like looking on the internet, I feel like guys with shaved heads and like somewhat of a beard just all look the same.
Yeah. That's
And then
fair.
you have like outliers, like you have The Rock or you have this person, you have this person, but outside of that, it's like they kind of all look the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm paying a little bit of attention to that, but you know, I like wearing hats.
Yeah.
Because I can change color of hats every day and all
I
this.
think I discovered I had a widow's peak in like 5th grade when I started going to like a real barber shop and not just going to like the old Italian guys that my mom took me to on Oregon Ave. All of a sudden it was like, cool, I'm going to 9th and Wolf and I'm getting like the shape up with the blowout, and they like cut my hair and they were like, what do you want to do with the widow's peak? And I was like, what's that? And then I saw it and I remember the first time I didn't know what to say the first time in a new barber shop as like however old I am at the time. It's like the cool thing to do in the city and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, just shave it off. They just took a straight edge to it and just trimmed down. So like if I were to find photos
That's
of
horrible.
Yeah, because then it just looks worse because it's still there, but like am I trying to hide it at that point? But I'm also fucking 7. Like what am I even doing? So yeah, I just come to terms with it, and then eventually this just became my
I think there's,
hairstyle.
you know, I think that you need to clean yourself up, but I think there's something really cool about someone who ages confidently, right? Like someone who's like, their beard's gray or all of that, right? I think the same thing with girls. Like when you see a girl that's wearing way too much foundation, you're like, it says everything it needs to say about them. It's like, oh, that girl's really insecure. Like that's the first thing I think is like, she's really insecure. And then my next thought is like, she doesn't look anything like what she looks like right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thought process.
Yeah,
you know,
that's fair.
And the last thing I want to do is like, I want to come across always as like, oh, that dude's super confident. Cause like you can make things okay with confidence, which is like the wild thing, which is like Dana with a flat chest, right? Like, her just being like, no, flat chest, like not stuffing her bra and not doing anything weird. And all of a sudden it's like, cool.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I think there's something about like figuring out how to be happy with yourself aging, fixing the thing you can, like, you know, diet, exercise, trim up your beard, like all that. But I think once you start like doing things where you need to get put to sleep or
Yeah.
I think it. I don't know.
Man, I would.
That's what I'm trying to dodge.
I would pay to be taller because I don't want to just be on record for saying I wouldn't. Because if some crazy scientist is like, I can make you taller, I'm gonna be like, sign me up, bro.
What if you did that? Like you went to get taller treatment and it just made your arms really long. Like it was supposed to make your legs longer, but instead now your arms are like down to your calves.
What would I? It's just useless. Like that length of arm is useless.
But think about it.
I wouldn't have to stand up to get the
Exactly.
and that's the main time like my height kills me. That I fixed the mirrors in my bathroom, so that issue from like episode 4 is taken care of. But the windows are still like right in my line of sight, which is an issue. My height isn't that big of a thing. Just sometimes I would like to be able to see more of the world.
Yeah. Have you seen the fence I put up out back?
No, I haven't tested. Is it fucking right? You were like, let me put this at 5'7". Boom.
So I put the fence up, and when I put the top rail up, of course I put the top rail up so that if I lean on it, I have a perfect view. Yeah. And then after I did that, I was like, fuck, man. This is. I put this fence up so that like it's almost like it just blocks
intentionally. Yeah, I'm leaving this car show a bad review. I don't know where, but on Google, I'm just lighting this car show.
I don't even know if we're on Google.
Car show is great, but no line of sight at anything. And like
whoever put up this fence,
just right.
And the arms wouldn't help that.
I don't even know how much tall. No, what would I do at long arms?
You're perfect the way you are.
Long arms, I'd just be like touching you right now.
I know you'd be
like turn the camera on and shit. Long arms would be like the weirdest. Or is it? I don't know.
It'd be weird, dude. You look weird.
Really good at deadlifting.
Yeah, because you pull sumo, you wouldn't have to do anything.
I would like flex my arms and just.
How would that be for golf? You'd get your clubs shortened, but dude, think about that.
My leverages would be bad. I don't know. No, I'd have to stand for. I don't know what I would do.
Don't stress out. It's not real.
If my arms were longer, would they proportion? Like, would you hold shift when my arms get longer? So like my muscle, like.
No.
Oh,
I'm saying just your arms reach down to your calves.
No.
I wish we had a whiteboard so I could draw it.
That'd be so bad. I would look horrible. But they'd be like, look at his teeth.
I'm gonna start photoshopping you like that.
Just with long arms in every photo. That'd be pretty cool. We got this shirt for the race event. If you're coming out this week,
that's a graphic I've wanted to have for a very long time.
You got it now.
Yeah. So it's the racetrack with all the turns. Eventually, I think we're going to offer sponsorship of turns.
That'd be sick.
Outside of Dana's death turn. Dana's death loop, I think she calls it, or something like that.
Is that tree planted? Because the track was made when I wasn't here. That tree was obviously planted there, right?
No. That tree was there.
And it was the only one? I don't really even remember.
So there was a tree there, and there was a big ditch, because I used to ride side-by-sides, and you would go down in the ditch, and you could kick out. So we filled it, and then we banked it, and then I think as I was dry, I was going to cut the tree down.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, wait a second. What if I just made a loop around the tree? It's so sick.
We could figure out a way to like really brand that tree as like the drift tree or Dana's death turn.
The giving tree. Jordan loved that. That's why I looked at Jordan when I said the giving tree. I feel like Jordan's favorite book growing up was probably the Giving Tree.
I don't even know that book.
You don't know the Giving Tree? No. Do you have a?
What did it give?
Do you have a daughter?
Yeah.
Bro.
But we're on like other. We're not.
What books are you on?
What's she like? Grumpy Monkey is a good one. Tickle Monster. I come from a planet, Tickle, you see. I'm the monster, but not the kind you must flee. I'm the happiest, silliest, zaniest kind. You know? You guys don't know that one? Dr. Seuss, obviously.
Okay.
She's a big Grinch fan. I don't know why.
Really? Like kids love the Grinch.
Yeah.
But they're also terrified of the Grinch.
Yeah. Those are the main ones. And then we got a book from my Uncle Johnny. It's all nursery rhymes. She likes that book because they're just all in there.
Okay. You should get the Giving Tree. It's a classic, dude. You gotta teach your history.
We went to the bookstore, Barnes & Noble, like 2 weeks ago, and this ain't good. But I was looking at books, and I was like, oh, this looks like a cool book based on the cover, like where it was, the author, and I look it up, and I was like, I ain't getting this. Too many words. I was like, I got it. Like, there's a fine line of, like, keeping her attention and interest in the book, and then, like, I don't know, I want to read books that I'm going to be interested in.
Can't you make her smarter?
Yeah. Well, what I've been doing, what I've realized I could do, too, is also just make up the words in the book. So, like, sometimes I riff and, like, hey, this book is getting stale because we know with Grumpy Monkey and all this stuff already. So, like, I'll freestyle.
Explain, like, what's a freestyle you would do?
Like, Bluey goes camping and he meets Jean-Luc from wherever Jean-Luc's from. And when Jean-Luc says bye, it's like the whole thing of, like, he made this friend at the campground. Jean-Luc says bye in a different language, so Bluey doesn't realize he's gone the next day. The next day he's not there. My mom has to explain.
Sad.
Bluey shit is deep. Yeah, I like Bluey. I'm not going to say you would like Bluey because I know you're not going to go home and watch it, but Bluey is pretty deep. Bluey's good stuff. I fuck with Bluey.
What is Bluey?
A cartoon.
But like
from
what?
The UK.
Is he like a bear? Or
I didn't even know she is some sort of dog, a blue dog.
Oh, so like Blue's Clues.
Kind of like Blue's Clues.
Okay.
But Blue's Clues is different now.
Is it?
There's different people and there's like a pink dog. I don't know her name. We don't really watch Blue's Clues. She likes watching Phillies and golf, and this week's the U.S. Open's on.
She likes watching. It's like me going to my dad's house and being like, Rob loves watching Fox News. It's like, I mean, it's on. I'm not going to tell you to change it.
She likes The Fanatic. She likes saying Kyle Schwarber because that's a fun name.
It's a fun name.
Right? And then golf, she thinks everywhere's Pebble Beach.
I love that she knows that.
Which is great because I would love to go to Pebble Beach. And yeah, she's into the shit I'm into. Like yesterday, here we go. Yesterday, we go into the garage. I'm unboxing my John Deere stuff. She's playing on the putting green, like my putting mat that I have. And on the TV, I got the Phillies on and Bluey's on. Everyone's happy. We're all chilling.
When you cut the grass at your house, do you make your family watch you? Like, is like a dominant, I'm the alpha in the neighborhood sort of thing?
I did that.
And what did
Why?
Okay, I'm just making sure.
I did. When everyone came out for the half marathon.
You said, guys, watch me.
I offered rides to other people on the mower. My dad wanted to try it, but I accidentally spent a lot of that day cutting the grass.
Okay.
But that day was perfect. It was like.
But that's like them going.
Oh yeah, it's not not cool. It'd be like if I went to my brother's house and he was like, "Oh, watch me paint." I'd be like, "Damn, I flew all the way here to watch you paint."
So you ruined your family vacation.
No, I got another chance coming up because everyone's coming at the end. Also, it was like my birthday, so it was like I was allowed to kind of.
And for your birthday, you chose, I'm going to cut the grass.
I want to ride my mower.
I
took my mower out the other day just to ride it around. I didn't even have the blades down.
Really?
I was just kind of romping around and just
Just checking on the fence line.
Well, what I did was I had to cut the front yard because the front yard got a little high. Cut the front yard, took it out back, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do yet after dinner because I'm trying to manage my time allotment on my Invisalign. So I parked the mower out back because I'm like, I figure after dinner I might want to pop out here and just like do some things because I got the golf course going back there. I cut a green really low, and I'm paying attention to where my stripes are going, 45 degrees angle. You told me that. So I put the mower back there, got done eating dinner, went back there, and I was like, I don't really have to cut right now. The big thing was I don't feel like bagging it all this weekend. Like I already got weekend plans to go to Glacier, to golf, to do all these different things. Shot 75. 4 birdies on the back 9. Yeah.
Is 75 good?
It's pretty good. I had a really good back 9. I went 2 under on the back 9, which for me is a PR, personal best.
Okay.
So I went back there. I was like, this grass doesn't really. So I just
PR is personal record.
Personal record. What did I say? PB? I'm talking
you
like
said PR.
Bluey got me all fucked up.
You're really
what I did,
fired up right now.
What I did was I just went around the yard and just kind of like trimmed. So like some areas, some of the highs. So I put it on like 3 1/4. Which like usually I cut a little bit lower, and then so I didn't have to rake anything, but I had some alone time to like listen to the podcast and drive around the yard during the sunset.
So everyone listening to the podcast right now who thinks that the podcast is playing in 2x speed, it's not.
Yeah,
and
I like.
I want to set the stage for you guys. Okay, I want to set the stage for you guys. Austin and his wife talk very similar. Like it's the same voice, but she has a girl voice of this. They have the same. Speech patterns, it's the same everything. And you'll get in these weird situations in their house where she'll be talking just as fast and he'll be talking just as fast. And they each raise their volume so that, because they're like, oh, no one can hear me, so I'm going to talk faster like this. And they'll start going. And every once in a while, Dane and I have been here, like she'll be listening to your wife and I'll be listening to you and we'll just like glance at each other and it's
just a lot.
It's a lot. It's fun though.
I mean, when I talk fast, I'm passionate about it.
I know.
Golf, 0 turns, reading Noemi Bluey books. Like these things are things that excite me. The car show, not being able to see things. That's why like when I was talking about the car show, I was like,
we'll get you a vest so you can stay on the other side of the fence.
I need stilts.
You don't need stilts.
Not stilts, just like the little ones where I'm just
platform shoes,
bouncing around it. No, not stilts like you would see.
Spring shoes.
No, like
A pogo stick.
the small, like essentially the small. I need stilts that are like this big with a little bit of spring, and just like. This,
You need them?
this is me bouncing around out. You just see my head going up and down out there.
Like in the crowd. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is me.
you look like a little bunny rabbit.
They're like, oh, Alston's at the fucking corn dog
you're
truck again. This must be his 5-minute allotment.
Oh, let's
for
talk about
eating.
our food trucks real quick.
What's the one called? Corn dog?
All I know is, Jordan, I didn't
called-
set up any of the food trucks. Like, this was a pretty good example of, like, Chelsea was in charge of food trucks, and she's also in charge of
all of it.
the sheriff and the DOT and all that.
Yeah.
Because, like, we were like, hey, we might have some traffic on the road, and they're like, this is what you have to do. I thought it was just going to be fine, which we're going to do it no matter what. But there's apparently a bunch of steps. But she was in charge of the food trucks, and then she came back, and I was like, hey, can you list me the food trucks? And she read off the names of these food trucks. We might need to set up a nap station.
Yeah, cheat day for sure.
Because, like, it is like chocolate-covered cheese dogs wrapped in pizza.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, that's a food truck?
The one is like literally, I forget what it's like, corn dog heaven or something like that is like the name. And so it's just like, cool, that's the corn dog truck. There's a lot. It's going to be sick.
There's a lot, yeah.
It sucks I'm not going to be able to eat any of it.
I mean, dude, you got these little 5-minute breaks. If you schedule them properly, how long does it take you to shove a corn dog down your gullet?
I don't know. I'm probably way too much information to give people. If I say like 5 seconds, people are like, oh, he's practiced. It's like, what? Like, you know how weird people are. You know,
People are
I never
strange.
even had a corn dog, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah,
Neither have I. I mean, I have. I've had them.
I've never had one.
I've had them.
Yeah, don't look at me like that. You never
Jordan.
had chicken pot pie, motherfucker. Like chicken pot pie is more normal than a corn dog.
Yeah. I mean, that
Can't be
a
judging
lot of
me.
insight there. Chicken pot pie is like
Staple,
you have
American staple.
a traditional family. Corn dog is kind of like,
What are you at a carnival? What are you?
well, you're kind of fancy. It shows as a kid you're out and doing stuff. Like, dude, I didn't have corn dogs growing up.
I don't even know. When I think of corn dog, all I picture that being sold at is like a fair or a carnival, right?
Dude, growing up, I had McDonald's twice a year.
Damn, McDonald's was like, all right.
But my parents were like, we can't afford McDonald's.
Yeah. Well, we
Like-
started eating McDonald's when they invented the dollar menu, and we'd all get to pick two things.
Well, I guess once I got a car. I was
Oh,
like
yeah, then
89-cent hamburgers, but like growing up, my parents were like,
when you
we
got
can't
your
eat
car,
out.
what was like your spot for food? Because at the time, I'm sure you just were eating whatever.
A McDonald's because it was the cheapest.
Yeah, we were Taco
It was
Bell.
89-cent hamburgers. No, was it? Yeah, it was something like that, like 89-cent hamburgers and 99-cent cheeseburgers. So I'd get
Yeah.
10 of them. Bro, my whole childhood was about what's the most calories you can consume. So like
Yeah.
even growing up, my mom budgeted everything.
Mhm.
So like you would have I would get home and we'd have 4 chicken breasts cooked with like a can of peas. So everyone got a fourth of a can of peas.
Uh-huh.
And then you would get white rice. And that was the meal. And growing up, I was like, man, I need more calories. So Coca-Cola was also cheap. So like my dinner to get my caloric intake prior to me getting a job when I think I was like 14 or 15 and I started like having extra money
Mhm.
was like, oh, I'll do the small chicken breast, I'll do the peas and I'll do the rice and then I'll drink 2 Coca-Colas
For
to get
carbs.
extra calories. Because I didn't understand that you needed protein to build
Yeah.
muscle. I just you needed more calories.
Yeah.
So like that's how I ate. And then like my friends, I had these friends that were rich. They were wealthy and they had more than one refrigerator. And to me
Damn.
that was like you were wealthy. And they had this refrigerator outside and they had a rule that like they always made fun of me because I ate so much. Because if I went over to friends' houses and they had food, I'd eat all their food.
Yeah.
Because it was like I don't
Free
have
food.
I don't have food in my house.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna eat your food. So they had a freezer outside and everything in it was frostbitten. Like it was like
Just
it was like the refrigerator where things went to die.
Yeah.
And their rule was Rob's allowed to eat anything in this refrigerator. So dude,
Damn.
I would just be like Tostito or like
Yeah.
whatever was in there, Hot Pockets that were like definitely not
Hey,
edible.
next time I come over, you guys better have another microwave.
And they were like they would just laugh. They'd be like, I can't believe Rob's eating that. I was like, believe it.
They were like, don't make fun of me.
Believe
yeah,
it.
For me, when I got my license, Taco Bell, KFC was the spot.
Okay.
24th.
Well, then I started working in a restaurant. So then I started
When
working.
you work at a restaurant, are you allowed to eat whatever you want? Like, how's that work? I've always wondered that.
It all depends. It all depends. Like when I started working in a restaurant when I was 16. When I was 16, I started cooking for the first time, and right away I made friends with the owner. Like anywhere that I've ever worked, I've always just gravitated towards. I want to be as valuable as I can to my manager and to the owner. So like, I always sort of offered.
That was Westchester, right?
Yeah, his name was
John.
Four Dogs Tavern, and the owner's name. So I had my chef, who worked above me. I was a dishwasher, and he worked above me, and I would just whatever he told me to do. Which, looking back, that dude was a lunatic.
Yeah, I think we've talked about it. People commented on the one episode. They said that place is still open.
Yeah. No, it's a great place. And then I found out there was, I guess, 4 owners, but I only knew Vaughn, the one owner. So I would just like always talk to him, and if he needed anything, I would just do it. Because I just like, this is the dude. I want to make sure the owner's happy with me. So that sort of opened it up to like, Rob can eat, like you can eat.
But like, what's that look like? Like as shit's coming off the line, like that looks good.
So a lot of it was French fries, because there was like a French fry bin, and I could just always eat French fries.
Yeah.
And I would get like 1 burger a night, and then anything like extra sitting around normally. So like, when it would get really busy, they'd cook multiple burgers at once, and then you'd always have extra ones. And be like, Rob will eat it. Ha 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 ha.
You'd be like,
fuck you
fucking
guys.
Yeah, of course I will. But send that shit.
I was
over
like,
here.
dude, I'm 205 pounds right now.
Yeah.
Like at like 16 years old, I'm 205. Like I'm gonna be. And I remember the number in my head. You know how you get numbers in your head?
What, like weight that you think
Well, I
you
asked
have
my
to
dad
be?
once when I was real young. I was like, Dad, what's the heaviest you've ever been? And he was like 263.
Damn,
So
he was 263.
When he played at Wake Forest.
Yeah.
He was 263, and that was like the heaviest he had ever hit. And I remember at like 16 years old, I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be 263. Then I got to college, and then it was there was the cafeteria.
Yeah.
And you could eat whatever you want in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
So like, dude, I hit 263 like the first year of college.
Damn.
It was just like, eat as much as I want. I found a really good gym that like the dudes, I didn't know everyone was on, I didn't know about steroids.
Yeah.
But everyone that I was training with was on steroids. So, and I would just do whatever weight they did. So like, I couldn't bench 405. I could bench 315, but not 405, but they all benched 405, and I would just get under it. Like, they're like, dude, just get the fuck under it. We'll spot you. So like at 18 years old, 19 years old, I'm at this gym benching 405 with no business of being
trying
under
to hit a 90-pound PR just on
just
a
being
whim.
like, and then just spotting me slow. And that's how I trained Dana.
Yeah.
Like Dana was benching 135 way early because I would just hold the bar and just sadistically make her struggle.
Yeah.
And then eventually that's why she's so comfortable with these monster weights, because that's what happened to me.
That's all she knows.
I was lifting with grown 35, 40-year-old men at 20 years old that were like, yeah, we're squatting 405, or I could squat 405, but like, hey, we're squatting 5 plates. Just get under it. We'll get you through it, because we don't feel like taking the weights off. So like, just hella strong, young.
Damn,
and then I found out that they were on gear, and I was like, wait, so you guys are doing steroids? And they're like, yes, and they're awesome. And I was like, how much stronger will I get if I do some of that? So yeah, I mean, that's my eating history and lifting history real quick.
All right. That's pretty good.
All right.
It's getting late. I just saw that that's at 50. We got
we have
meeting.
I have a lot of stuff to do.
I guess we could just call it here. Come to the car show this weekend. Chances are you missed it if you're just listening
Wait,
to
is
this
this podcast not on Spotify?
It's on Spotify. It's not on Apple Podcasts. It's on Spotify and it's on YouTube.
Well, no one uses Apple Podcasts.
I don't know if people do anymore. I sent you an Apple Podcast, yes. I still use Apple Podcasts. But
Dude, was that on Apple? I listened to it.
Yeah. It's still Apple.
Man, that was great. You know, I did an exercise. One last thing. You'll be proud of me for this. So there was a panel at this speech I did this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like the 6 people on stage that just spoke. And there was a girl there that asked, she's like, she doesn't know what to do.
Just in general?
Like she doesn't know what her next move is. So she's
Okay.
like, my question for you guys is like, I can't figure out what to sort of do in life. So like, how do you figure that out? It's like such a weird, not a weird question. I get it.
It's almost too general.
It's almost too general, right? And I remember instantly it popped in my head. My breathwork coach, I had a breathwork coach, Brandon, a few years ago, and he did an exercise with me that fucking rocked me, but I couldn't really remember it.
So did you freestyle it?
So I freestyled it in front of the entire crowd. So someone said like something and it wasn't a good answer. And I was like, hey, I have an experiment of a thing I want to try with you, but I don't really know how it goes. So I'm just going to try it. And the whole experiment was just asking why. So like I said, she was like, ask your question. And she was like, well, I just asked him. I was like, no, you ask the question and answer it real. So she's like, I don't really know what to do. And I said, why? And she was like, because I don't, I guess, spend enough time thinking about it. Why? She's like, well, because I spend too much time with my horse. Why? And she was like, because my horse makes me more happy than anything else in the world. Mm-hmm. And I was like, why? And now I'm
but isn't this like an
no.
loop?
Now I'm panicking because I don't know where it goes. Right? Because all I know is like you just keep asking why. But if you're genuinely trying to answer the question, a lot of times people don't go that deep.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, and we'll end the podcast with this, the crazy thing is at the end of it, she's like, she got down to like her horse makes her more happy than anything in the world, and that's what she's the most passionate about. And I was like, why? She's like, because I love him and like the relationship and my understanding of him. And then I'm like, okay, fuck, we're kind of done. And then Dana popped up and she was like, well, why wouldn't you just start a business around horses if you're so passionate about horses? And I'm like, that's how this thing works. And then her response to it was crazy.
The lady's response?
Not crazy, but it's one of those things that like, fuck. Like I remember being there and I think it's where people are. And she's like, well, I don't want to ruin it.
Ruin their relationship.
And I was like, what do you mean ruin it? She's like, if I start a job with horses, I'll ruin it. And then Dana was like, you're asking a panel of 6 people on stage. There was like an ice climber there. It was like, we've all found the thing that we love the most and we've made a living out of it and it's beautiful. And it was like, wait, so you think if it's work, it has to suck.
Right.
And that's the broken thing where growing up, you're like, I get a job. I hate my job. Thank God it's Friday.
Fun stuff
Thank God it's Friday. Yeah. And then on Monday, you're like, fuck, I can't wait till Friday again. And I think people don't realize that like, no, there's something with horses. It doesn't have to be with her horse specifically. There's something with horses that she can start doing, even if she starts the best horse blog about horses. Like you're going to pick up sponsorships and you're going to start figuring out relationships and it's going to work. But it's so wild when like people see their passion and they're like, I can't make money off of this.
Yeah.
It's like you can make money off of We're in such a wild time right now.
We're at a wild time where like people are using AI to sell products that they never even used or don't exist or have no experience. Like if we wanted to make a ice climbing supplement, we can ask ChatGPT and launch. And all of a sudden it's like, if we're good at marketing, we could have the best ice climbing supplement and we've never even ice climbed.
That's even doing that, right? Like you can pick anything. Like if you're passionate about woodworking, right? It's like, well, how do I make a living out of woodworking? It's like, dude, you start a YouTube channel and like you do it well and you show how passionate you are about woodworking. Like that's going to bring you $5,000 a month. And then you're going to start getting brand deals off of that. And you're going to start getting, it's like the world's so malleable now to pick out your passion and then figure out how to monetize it. So like the question isn't like, what should I do next? The question, I crushed it, which is like, I found out in 5 whys what she's the most passionate about. And then your next why should be like, or your next question should be like, how can I get more in this world?
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, go get a job at a border at a horse farm to where you're around horses all day. Maybe you're doing the things you don't like, but you get the understanding of how it works. And maybe you're using a fucking rake to pick up shit. And you're like, man, if this rake was just had a different handle here, and it's like, boom, you make a horse rake. Like you are making tons of money on your new horse rake invention. But I think you got to get past that initial thought of like, if this becomes work, I'll ruin it. I think the same thing with an artist, right? Like a lot of people are like, I paint. And they're like, but I don't want to sell my paintings because that'll ruin it. What ruins it is it actually holds you accountable to like, are these good paintings or not? Right?
Yeah, because all of a sudden they're being graded.
Yeah, because if you do a craft and it's not good, then like, no one's going to buy your paintings.
Especially something like painting that's subjective.
Yeah. But also
or
like
art in general.
I mean, dude, you start a painting channel and your paintings suck, but like maybe there's something with people, even if people are roasting you, it's still like the storage of your painting supplies might be a thing. Like there's some kind of angle there where it's like, I don't know, maybe Michaels sees you painting, realizes you're super amateur and was like, hey, can you start doing episodes for it? Like, there's just so many different options, dude. The fact that Dana lifts weights for a living has opened my eyes up to everything in the world. Anyway, let's end the podcast.
All right. Good night, Dana.
Good night, Dana.